Hi, welcome to my channel. I will tell you story. Based on a graphic novel, follows the Greek warrior Hercules and his group of warriors as they come to the King of Thrace to help him. The son of Zeus and Alcmene was born on a stormy night. His mother named him Hercules, which means glory of Hera, in order to appease the goddess herself. Hera considered the boy's birth as an insult and intended to have him slain. Two serpents emerge from the eyes of a Hera statue and snake their way to the infant, but the young Hercules snaps their necks with his godlike strength. Hercules completed his famous 12 labors as an adult. He walks across a swamp, hacking off the heads of the Lernaean Hydra one by one. He faced the Erymanthian boar and defeated it with his club. His most famous feat was the slaughter of the Nemean lion, a beast whose hide was so strong that no ordinary weapon could penetrate it. Iolaus, Hercules' nephew, is tied up and hung over a wooden pike immediately below his groin. He is kidnapped by pirates who have invaded Macedonia. The pirate captain begins to burn the rope that holds Iolaus, not believing a word of his story. The commander fails to notice Hercules standing behind him, wearing the skin of the Nemean lion on his head and boasting about killing the beast with his bare hands. Or so they say. Hercules charges forward with his comrades, finishes them off, the seer Tydeus, Amphiaraus, Atalanta, and Autolycus, and defeats all the pirates and pushes Iolaus to safety. Hercules finishes off the leader with a tremendous strike of his club. Hercules and his companions dine and drink at a tavern. A woman named Erginia approaches them and asks Hercules to assist her father in protecting the kingdom of Thrace from a warlord. If he succeeds, he and his companions will be paid with gold. Autolycus hands Hercules a plate of food and instructs him to eat up. Meanwhile, the group heads for Thrace. Erginia's son Areus rushes up to him, anxious to meet this great warrior, after hearing about Hercules' 12 labors. Hercules and his men are escorted by General Cyticles to meet Erginia's father. Hercules is questioned if he has ever come this close to royalty before. He recalls traveling to King Eurystheus's kingdom 3 years before, carrying him the Hydra heads. He is also reunited with Megara, his wife, and their 3 children. Hercules then sees his family screaming, and the walls are covered with blood. Lord Codius, Erginia's father, brought Hercules. He seeks Hercules' assistance in repelling an army led by the fearsome warlord Rhesus. He looks at Atalanta and declares she has no place on this expedition, but she instantly shows him wrong by shooting 2 arrows at the helmets of 2 soldiers, knocking it out of their hands. His soldiers are reported to be centaurs who annihilated Codius' forces. Hercules undertakes to train the soldiers of Codius in fighting. The men begin by raising their shields for protection, but they are easily knocked down when Tydeus charges at them. At night, Areus goes around when he hears a growling noise. In the darkness, he sees Tydeus, who lunges for him, but the young boy runs away. Hercules finds him and tells Areus that he and his comrades found Tydeus as a child in Thebes when a war overtook his home, and Tydeus still does not speak a word until this day. Hercules brings back Areus to his mother, who is in the hospice caring for the injured and sick. Hercules gives Areus the tooth of the Nemean lion as a present, which delights the young boy. Hercules leads the troops to the Bessi heartland. Iolaus seeks to join the army, but Hercules forbids him from fighting. The area has already been ravaged, with numerous victims, including small children, scattered about and men's heads placed on spikes for exhibition. The warriors come upon many fresh bodies that turn out to be barbarian who set them up for a trap. Hercules breaks off the head of one of Atalanta's arrows as the warriors line up with their shields up. The Thracians fight against the barbarian, while Hercules and his men defend Iolaus and Codius. Atalanta uses her bladed bow to fire arrows without even looking behind her. Tydeus charges at the barbarian, as Autolycus uses his weaponry against them as well. When the barbarian appear to be overpowering them, Hercules and Amphiaraus ride a horse-drawn chariot armed with blades, killing every last barbarian in sight. The warriors weep for their lost comrades, and Iolaus covers Hercules' wounds so the others don't see him bleed like a mortal. Codius calls out Rhesus, realizing that he is the one behind this. Unaware the warlord is watching from afar. Erginia heals Hercules' wounds in Thrace. When she asks if he has ever had a family, he avoids the matter and sends her away. That night, he hears screams. He goes outside and sees dead bodies everywhere, including those of his wife and children. He is then faced the three-headed dog of Hades, Cerberus. However, it is simply a vision. Tydeus come by to confront Hercules and snap out of it. The next morning, Erginia seeks out Hercules' buddy and asks Aeolus to tell her the truth about what happened to his family. Aeolus begins to explain that it happened when Hera drove him insane, but Erginia dismisses it as myth. Regardless, Autolycus assures Erginia that they have every reason to trust Hercules. Hercules leads the men to Mount Astacus, where they observe centaurs in the distance. They run toward the Thracians, only to discover that they are only men riding horses. Rhesus makes his presence known to the soldiers, but Hercules is unfazed by him. The Thracians defeat Rhesus' warriors, proving to be even more powerful than previously. The opposing warriors attacks the Thracians with fiery arrows. Amphiaraus, believing that his time has come, stands there, welcoming death, but not a single arrow hits him. Rhesus rides his horse toward Hercules, but Hercules snatches the horse and flips him and Rhesus over, saying, "Fucking centaurs." Rhesus and his troops are returned to Thrace, where they are humiliated and trash is hurled at them. Later at night, a feast is held, with Rhesus as a prisoner chained up. Erginia feels sorry for him and attempts to offer him water, but Codys refuses. King Codys is the King of Thrace. King Codys is the King of Thrace. Hercules gets Erginia alone after seeing her gaze at Rhesus, and it is revealed that Codys engineered the entire conflict in order to obtain power and control over the kingdom, with Rhesus only becoming involved. Erginia merely wants Ares to remain safe because he will succeed Codys when he dies. He confronts Codys, who expresses no regret for his deeds and offers Hercules a position in his army. But Hercules refused. The group receives their gold, but Hercules wishes to remain and assist Thrace. Despite the others' pleas, Autolycus chooses to depart, taking his portion of the wealth with him. Amphiaraus, Atalanta, and Tydeus agree to help Hercules in his war against Codys. When they all go to confront him, they are all captured, along with Erginia and Ares. Hercules is imprisoned in the dungeon, while his friends are imprisoned in cells. He encounters what appears to be Cerberus, but it is actually 3 savage wolves. King Eurystheus appears, who turns out to be in cahoots with Codys. It is also revealed that he poisoned Hercules on the night his family was slain, sending wolves to attack and kill them, because Eurystheus perceived Hercules as a threat to his empire when his people chanted his name louder than Eurystheus. To make matters worse, Codys orders Erginia's execution to take place right there in the dungeon. Amphiaraus advises Hercules to remember everything he has accomplished and who he is. "Who are you?" he exclaims. "I am Hercules," yells the man. He breaks free from the chains and swings at the executioner, preventing him from removing Erginia's head. While the wolves attack Hercules, she hurries to save the others. Hercules slams one against the wall, then breaks another's jaw, and finally kills the last one with the Nemean lion's tooth. The Thracian soldiers attempt to attack everyone, including Rhesus, has been freed. One hurls a spear through fire at Amphiaraus, which he predicts would kill him. He is about to accept his fate when Hercules takes the spear and throws it back at him. Hercules then pursues Eurystheus, who tries to get out of it by saying Codys corrupted him. He pleads for forgiveness, but Hercules takes Eurystheus's knife and impales him with it. Cytocles then appears and grabs Hercules, but Aeolus impales him from behind. The final battle takes place outside the palace, where Codys stands before his warriors. They bring out Ares and threaten to kill him if Hercules does not surrender. A warrior holds a knife at Ares' neck, but the warrior is killed by a knife thrown by Autolycus, who decided to return for his friends. Ares is running toward his mother. Tydeus gets hit by an arrow, but it doesn't stop him from killing every warriors in his way. Hercules runs toward him, and Tydeus only says his name, Hercules, before dying. The group spills oil and fire to obstruct the Thracians, and Hercules proceeds to push the Hera statue from its base. Codys begins yelling at Hercules, accusing him of being a coward and claiming that his family deserved to die. Hercules eventually breaks the statue's foundation, forcing it to fall and crush some troops, while the head rolls and smashes into Codys, throwing him over the edge of a cliff. The remaining warriors lay down their weapons and prostrate themselves before Hercules, shouting his name. The rest of his friends is standing behind him. Amphiaraus claims that you don't have to be a demigod to be a hero. You simply have to believe in yourself. But what do I know? He continues. I'm not supposed to be alive. Thank you for watching. Click the subscribe button and notification bell to watch more videos like this. Subscribe to AMLAC 75 Entertainment.